Dramatic day in court for Olympian Oscar Pistorius. Crucial evidence being presented from the crime scene. ABC's Matt Gutman right there for all of it in South Africa. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Robin. When we arrived in court this morning, we were stunned to find a mock-up constructed of the bathroom in which Pistorius first shot his girlfriend and then used a cricket bat, much like this, to break down the door. Now, at issue this morning, his credibility. Did he lie about the way he used a cricket bat like this to batter down the door? This morning, with the repeated hacks of a cricket bat, the prosecution trying to pound holes in Oscar Pistorius' version of events the night he's accused of murdering his model girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. That Valentine's Day, he fired 4 bullets through the door, which the prosecution dramatically presented in the courtroom. In his bail hearing, Pistorius stated when he realized it was his lover, not intruders, locked inside this bathroom, he battered it down with this bat.
My lady, if you permit me, I would like to take off my jacket.
In court, a police forensics expert lumbered over to the door, showing the angles he says the cricket bat, the actual one Pistorius used that night, struck the door.
The mark that we have is 1.53 meters high.
He testified those swings could only have come from someone swinging from a lower position.
The marks on the door is actually consistent with him not having his legs on, and I suspect it must be similar to the height that he was when he fired the shots.
Pistorius, who'd claimed he had taken the time to put on his legs to batter down the door, craning his neck to watch. The defense asking for another swing at the bat, this time with the expert on his knees, feet up.
I lost my balance, my lady.
Could you hit the door with the bat?
Well, I don't know.
The trial has done little to dim Pistorius' star power here. Schoolgirls still squeal when they spot him.
We got the opportunity to see him live,
In cross-examination, the defense spent more than an hour talking about the trajectory. Did Pistorius hunch his shoulders when he swung? They also discovered that key pieces of evidence of that door went missing, insinuating that the police bungled part of the investigation. Expect that to be a running theme throughout this trial, Robin.
Okay, Matt, thank you. ABC News Chief Legal Affairs anchor here with more on that, Dan Abrams. And getting into the forensic expert's testimony here, dig into that.
They want to show that he's lying. I mean, this is the most important thing. They want to show Oscar Pistorius was not telling the truth at his bail hearing. Remember, his account was he's in the bathroom, he thinks it's an intruder, he fires the weapon, then runs without his prosthetics on, then runs back into the bedroom, screaming for help, puts his prosthetics back on, runs back into the bathroom with the prosthetics on. So why this expert becomes so important is undermining that, saying, no, wait, based on the angle that we see here, and this is why he gets down on his knees, he believes that the bat was swung from a much lower level, and that could show that Pistorius is lying.
And we heard at the end of Matt's report saying that there are some claims that the evidence was not handled properly.
And that's going to be a consistent theme throughout this case. You're going to see the defense time and again challenging the way the authorities did everything in this case, and certainly maintaining the evidence is going to be a crucial piece because they want to say the experts are wrong.
How about this witness who said that he had witnessed Pistorius recklessly firing a gun? And this witness admitted that he had been following the trial.
Well, that's right. So this is a friend of both Riva and Oscar Pistorius who says he was there twice when Oscar Pistorius fired off a weapon. But there was sort of a sort of surprising moment in court. The defense attorney is cross-examining him about something, and he says, well, I wasn't wearing my my sweatpants, my track pants. And the guy says, well, I wasn't asking you about your track pants. Where did that come from? Aha! Someone else had asked about it previously in the case. They realized he'd been following coverage of the case, even though he's not supposed to be following coverage of the case. A point for the defense, certainly.
Here it just keeps going and going. But again, a judge is hearing this, not a jury.
Absolutely, and that does change everything.
Okay, all right, Dan, thank you.